Hello and welcome. My name is Asaf and this is Mastering Rhythm with Konnakol. This is part 2 in our video series, and if you remember, in our first video we looked at the 3 speeds composition in 8-bit cycle. In this video we will look at the same composition, but we're going to convert it to 3-bit cycle. So first of all, how do we clap 3-bit cycle? So I'm going to show you the way that I've learned how to clap it. This is not exactly the traditional way of clapping it, but I think this clapping is very apt for Western music or Western musicians, because it has a very strong downbeat on the first beat. And it goes like this: clap, wave, wave. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Usually in a more traditional context in Carnatic music, you will see this beat cycle clapped like that. Clap, clap, wave. 1, 2, 3. So the syllables that we will use for this composition are ta ki ta, the syllables for a group of 3. So the group of 3 corresponds to the number of beat, which is also 3. So the first speed, meaning just one syllable per beat, will sound like this: ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta. One syllable per beat. Now the second speed, again, like the first composition, will have 2 syllables per beat. Okay? Of course, ta ki ta is a group of 3, and we have 2 syllables per beat, so we're going to create some interesting rhythms there. It goes like this: ta ki ta, 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 ta. Okay? And you might have, if you have trouble doing it, don't worry, let's break it down. And this leads me to a very, very important subject, which I call junction points. And simply put, all it is we want to find out which are the syllables that we're singing meets which of the claps. By finding out the junction points, the syllables relating to the claps, we can understand the rhythm a little bit better and internalize it a little bit better. Okay? So let's try and find out the junction points in this speed, the second speed, in 3-bit cycle using ta ki ta. So it goes like this: ta ki ta, ta ki ta, ta ki ta, ta ki ta. We've seen, and it's very obvious, that the first syllable meets the first clap beat 1, and this will be ta, or the first syllable in the group of 3. And the second beat meets the last syllable of the 3, ta ki ta. Okay? The third beat meets the middle syllable of the 3, which is ki. Okay? So it goes like this, and I'll try to emphasize and accent the junction points so it's clear. Ta ki ta, 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 ta. Okay? So try and do that for a little while until you feel you've internalized the junction points. Junction points are very, very important, and they relate very much to what we do in Western music. So for instance, if say you're a guitar player or a pianist, and you practiced your scales to a metronome, the notes that meet the metronome hits, those are the junction points. So it's a very important and basic element in what we do in rhythm. Okay, so once you've done that, once you've internalized the junction point, now you can sing this variation without accents, like this: ta ki, ta, ta, 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 ki, ta. No accents. Okay? And now, if you can do that and you feel no tension and it feels okay, now let's move to the next step. And this is the third aspect of rhythm, which is also very important and very basic. And I call this accents. Okay? And the accents are simply when we accent the first syllable in every group. Group of syllables can be the group of 2, taka. It can be the group of 3, takita, or the group of 4, in this case, takadimi. So the rule is we are trying to accent the first syllable in every of these groups. So in this case, we have takita, that's 3. And so we will accent the first in the takita, like this. Ta-ki-ta, 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 ta-ki-ta. Let's put the claps and see if we can do it with the clapping. Ta-ki-ta, 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 ta. Okay, so those are the accent, and you might feel a little bit more tension while doing this. So we are revealing some and peeling some rhythmic layers, so to speak, and deepening our understanding. Every rhythmic aspect takes us a little further in our understanding of the rhythm. Now, the third speed in this composition is 4 syllables per beat. Okay, now again, we have 4 syllables per beat, 3 beats, but we also have takita, which is 3. So the way it's going to lay out is quite interesting. Okay, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. Takita, 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 ta. Okay, so let's break it down, and again we can go through the same process like we did with the second speed. First, let's check out where are the junction points. So we do it nice and slow. Takita, 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 ta. Again. Takita, 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 ta. Okay, so the first junction point, again, very simple. The ta, the first of the takita, meets the first beat. Now the ki, which is the middle syllable of the 3, meets the second beat. And the ta, which is the last syllable of the 3, meets the third beat, like this. And I'm going to emphasize or accent the junction points. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ta. Now without accents. Ta, ki, ta, 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 ta. And now with accents on the first of every takita. Takita, 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 ta. Okay, of course, go through this process slower. We're going through this a little bit fast forward. So spend some time on these rhythmic aspects until you feel that you have internalized them. Okay, now we got 3 speeds, and now we're going to come back to the 3 speeds composition in 3-beat cycle and try to do the whole thing. Okay, the only difference here from the first composition that I've shown in the first clip in 8-beat cycle, the only difference is that here we're going to do 2 cycles of each speed, just because 3-beat cycle is quite short. So 2 cycles of the first speed, 2 cycles of the second speed, 2 cycles of the third speed, 2 cycles of the second speed, and 2 cycles of the first speed. We'll count 3 beats and start. 1, 2, start. Ta, ki, ta. 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 Okay, and this was the 3 speeds composition in 3-beat cycle using the syllables ta ki ta. So one thing I wanted to say before we close this session is that you might have noticed that when I sang ta ki ta in the highest speed, the syllable sound has changed a little bit from ta ki ta to ta ki te or ta ki te. Okay, and that is a very natural thing that happens when you sing ta ki ta, when you sing it faster and faster. The last syllable, the ta, becomes more like a te or a te. Thanks for watching this second clip in our Mastering Rhythm with Konnakol series. I'm looking forward to see you next week in the 3rd part. Thank you very much.